The Middle East conflict is widening beyond Iran and the Gulf, with Yemen's Houthi movement opening a new front against Saudi Arabia. Fresh diplomatic efforts underway to rescue the collapsing ceasefire, and both Washington and Tehran signaling that despite another round of military escalation, the door to negotiations may not be completely closed. Yemen's Iran-aligned Houthi movement announced it was imposing a naval blockade on Saudi Arabia, significantly expanding the regional conflict and threatening another vital global shipping route. The group said the move was an eye-for-an-eye response to what it described as Saudi Arabia's blockade of Yemen, warning that Saudi-linked maritime traffic would now be targeted. The announcement follows repeated Iranian warnings that if US strikes continued, the Bab el-Mandab Strait at the mouth of the Red Sea could also be closed, potentially disrupting around 7% of the global oil supplies. Despite the announcement, oil prices later eased as markets focused on renewed diplomatic efforts. France has strongly condemned what it described as an extremely serious act of intimidation against two of its diplomats in Tehran. Foreign Minister Jean-Noël Barrot said Iranian security officials detained both diplomats for several hours without justification, interrogated them, and physically assaulted one of them before allowing them to return to the French embassy. Paris said the incident represented a flagrant violation of diplomatic immunity and international law, adding another source of tension between Iran and Western governments amid the ongoing regional crisis. Behind the scenes, diplomatic activity has intensified as mediators attempt to prevent the conflict from spiraling further. A senior Iranian official told Reuters that Tehran has received a proposal for a 10-day ceasefire aimed at reviving the interim agreement signed last month. Iran's foreign ministry confirmed that several mediation proposals had recently been received.
پیشنهادهای مطرح شده از طرف میانجی‌ها به ما اعلام شده، ما این رو دریافت کردیم، اما الان در مورد جزئیاتش من اجازه بدید که دیگه ورود نکنم، ولی اصل موضوع که در این روزها هم دستگاه دیپلماسی فعال بوده و هم ایده هایی از طرف برخی از میانجی‌ها به ما واصل شده، بله تایید میشه.
At the same time, Pakistani government sources said Iran's Interior Minister Iskandar Mominai traveled to Islamabad for the second time in less than a week to request Pakistan's renewed assistance in mediating between Tehran and Washington, highlighting Islamabad's continued role in efforts to restore dialogue. Even as military operations continue, both sides are leaving open the possibility of negotiations. US Secretary of State Marco Rubio said Washington would continue striking Iran as long as attacks on international shipping persist, but stressed that the United States remained open to a diplomatic solution.
Between those that understand that their economy is in shambles and they need to do something, or they're going to be in a lot of trouble very soon, economically and domestically, and others who are very militant in their view of life and in their view of the world and continue to launch missiles. So they'll have to work out that split internally. We're going to continue to respond. If the door opens to diplomacy, if the guys that want to do something productive for Iran win and take control of that system or take control of the negotiations, that'll be a very positive development. That's not where we are tonight, unfortunately.
Tehran struck a similar tone, with Foreign Ministry spokesperson Ismail Baghai confirming that proposals from international mediators had reached Iran and that diplomatic channels remain active. The statement suggests that while the battlefield remains active, efforts to revive the negotiations have not entirely collapsed. The military confrontation nonetheless showed no signs of slowing down. US Central Command carried out its 9th consecutive nights of strikes against Iranian military targets aimed at reducing Tehran's ability to threaten commercial shipping in the Strait of Hormuz. Iranian media report explosions in several cities, including Tabriz, Chabahar, and Bandar Imam Khomeini. The Revolutionary Guard claimed they targeted US military assets in Jordan, Kuwait, and Syria, while Bahrain and Kuwait reported intercepting drones and missiles. Iran also claimed that 2 oil tankers had exploded after attempting to use what it called an unsafe shipping route through Hormuz, although Reuters could not independently verify the claim. Separately, a commercial vessel off Oman was struck by an unidentified projectile, further underscoring the growing risks to global shipping and energy supplies. With Houthis opening another front in the conflict, diplomatic incidents deepening tensions, and mediators scrambling to restore a ceasefire, the confrontation between the United States and Iran is entering an increasingly dangerous phase. While both sides continue to exchange strikes, efforts by Pakistan and other regional players suggest diplomacy has not yet been abandoned, even as the risks to regional stability and global energy markets continue to grow.